Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's the 30th of June, 2026. It's the last day of June. And Julian Assange has confirmed what we told you a long time ago, and it's in the Epstein files, that Hillary Clinton's email to John Podesta confirms without doubt who created ISIS. And that was the Obamas, the Clintons, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Israel. Let that sink in. We've always thought, or we've always been told by mainstream media, that ISIS was an Islamic terrorist group. Now, maybe there's some Islamic terrorists that work in that group. Probably are. But who created it? The US corporation, fronted up by Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, along with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and of course, the dirty ones in this game, Israel. The one thing about the light is the light always exposes the darkness. I've told you all along, the darkness has always been there. What we're seeing right now has been there for a long time. But now we can see it. There's no hiding. It's all coming to light. It's getting scary because we're seeing things we haven't seen before. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. First up, political tensions are rising in the Philippines as Vice President Sara Duterte faces an impeachment trial that could shape the country's political future. Lawmakers voted to impeach Duterte over allegations including the misuse of public funds and other misconduct. Claims she strongly denies. The case now heads to the Philippine Senate for trial in what is expected to be one of the country's most significant political battles ahead of the 2028 presidential election.
Well, a lot of people won't know much about the Philippines, and of course I do. I've been there many, many times, and I was completely shocked the first time I went there to find out there's more than 7,000 islands there in the Philippines. And it's an amazing part of the world. And for anybody who's never been there, I suggest you visit because it will give you a little lesson in life. The Filipino people have very, very little when it comes to financial, apart from those in politics, and they have bundles of it. But the general public in the Philippines have very, very little, but they're 10 times happier than the Western world. They're a very, very content, happy people. And I've often wondered what would happen there if they had an abundance of money, because they've got so used to not having. And they're just happy. There was an island that I went to called Camiguin Island down in the South Mindanao, where in the morning a family went fishing and they caught all their fish. They came back in and the whole village was waiting to buy fish. And they would sell all their fish and they would keep enough just for their own family at the end of the day. And they would eat what was left. And the money that came in from the good fish, if you like, that were sold first to the villagers, that's what kept them going. And they were happy, 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 completely uncomplicated life. And completely oblivious to any of the COVID BS because they didn't have a telly. Because if you didn't have a telly, you wouldn't know there was COVID. So they went right past that. It's amazing. What an amazing time to be alive. But that's the Philippines. My next story is one that might shake you up a bit. Most of you will remember the accusations against Michael Jackson about paedophilia and young children. Remember that? This was all gaslighting because they were the ones that were abusing children. But they pointed the finger at Michael Jackson, who never did anything even close to abusing children. In fact, just the opposite. He was trying to protect them. But I'm going to tell you something that may shock you. He was acquitted on every single charge in the courts. But mainstream media put it on page 7 at the bottom corner. Whereas when they made the accusations, it was all over the front page. Most people are oblivious to the fact that he was acquitted of everything. Let that sink in, the power that these people have had. These people have had an abundance of power and they've abused it. But the truth will always come out in the end. True.
Next up, the Pacific Ring of Fire is the world's most active earthquake zone, where around 90% of the world's earthquakes occur, following major earthquakes in the Philippines, Japan, Vanuatu, Indonesia, Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, and parts of the Americas. Attention is growing as experts continue to monitor the region closely. Whether this recent surge in activity is part of a larger pattern remains uncertain.
It certainly does, and you mentioned Vanuatu there, and one of my best friends is the British ambassador to Vanuatu, and we've been friends for many, many years, probably 30 years. But we're watching this whole transformation of the world right now. This is waking the world up. All of these earthquakes around this rim are shaking the world up. And I'm going to finish with my final story, which is just fascinating. There's a number of people out there that are concluding that around 2% of the world's population have souls. Let that sink in. 2% of the world are connected to source. That means there's a lot of people who go to church and synagogue and chapel and temple that are going through the process who are not connected. They're just puppets in a movie. My question for you is, are you connected? For my audience, I know they are, because we've all become connected together. We've helped one another connect. We know what it's like to be connected. And those people who were not connected fell off the wagon. Now that's fine. You can fall off the wagon, but the wagon keeps moving. And you've got to catch up one day by yourself without any help. For those people who've stayed connected to their creator, this is the most joyful, peaceful, wonderful time on earth. And right towards the end of this journey, there'll be people that fall off, not realizing how close they were to the end. I'll leave you with that thought at the end of June, the last day of June, 2026. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners.